Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to do a critical analysis of Raila Odinga's speech which he made yesterday in Mombasa.
Naanza kufoka kusema yale ni maneno machafu ambayo alikuwa anasema. Hawa jamaa wanazoea. Umeona hata upande mwingine bosi yake kila Jumapili wanaingia kwa kanisa. Tumeenda kusali au kuomba. Lakini baada ya kipindi kikwisha namna hii, kanisa inakuwa sasa ni mkutano wa kisiasa.
Because that speech by Raila Odinga is already causing serious political headache and anxiety in William Ruto's camp.
Mimi nimesema ati sisi kama wanazimio tunataka kuona haki imefanyika. Mwaka jana mnaona vioja ambayo ilifanyika. Juzi nimesoma ya kwamba wale mawabunge wa upande ile nyingine wanasema ati uchunguzi ifanyike ijulikane kitu gani ilifanyika katika Bomas of Kenya. Tumesema alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
And I am certain that the speech is definitely going to shape Raila Odinga's politics ahead of 2027 general election. Before we get into all those, today is Raila Odinga's birthday, and I want to give you the opportunity to wish him a happy birthday in the comment section. So just take a second to also and type your birthday wish to Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, Raila Odinga came back into the country from Comoros Islands and headed straight to Mombasa. I did a comprehensive analysis why Raila Odinga traveled straight to Mombasa. In case you missed that analysis, I'm going to share it below this particular video. But I want us now to focus on Raila Odinga's speech in Mombasa. I'm not going to cover the entire speech, but I'm going to focus on this specific part, which I think is slightly over 1 minute or less than 2 minutes. I want you to pay very close attention to this section of the speech before we proceed. Just pay very close attention because it's going to form the basis of this analysis.
Lakini kanisa na msikiti ibaki mahali ya watu kwenda kuomba na au kusali Mungu na kumcha Mungu. Sio pahali ya kupiga siasa. Sasa upande mwingine mimi nimesema ati sisi kama wanazimio tunataka kuona haki imefanyika. Mwaka jana mnaona vioja ambayo ilifanyika. Juzi nimesoma ya kwamba wale mawabunge wa upande ile nyingine wanasema ati uchunguzi ifanyike ijulikane kitu gani ilifanyika katika Bomas of Kenya. Tumesema alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Wamechukua wale commissioners 4 wakiongozwa na Bi Cherera ati wanashtakiwa ati walifanya maovu pale. Yale maovu ambayo yalifanyika kimo ya juu zaidi yalifanywa na Bwana Chebuchetha. Bwana Chebuchetha na watu wale wenzake wake. Wao ndio wamefanya maovu makubwa zaidi. Na sisi tuko tayari kuona kwamba uchunguzi umefanyika na ukweli ujulikane. Manake mimi imerejeshwa. Nataka kuona kama haki imetendeka. Na kabla hatujasafisha yale, kutakuwa hakuna haja ya Wakenya tenda mwaka 2027 kurudi kwa kimoja tena kupiga kura. Hakutakuwa na haja mpaka tusafishe takataka ya Bwana Chebukati. Chebukati ashtakiwe kwa yale maovu ambayo amefanya dhidi ya watu wa Kenya. Yale ambayo amefanya ni crime against humanity. Natakana apelekwe Hague, ashtakiwe kule kwa Hague. Tumeelewana vizuri? Tumeelewana vizuri? Kwa hiyo mimi nataka nyinyi msikufe moyo, msimame imara. Baba bado wako na mnaona mimi tuna baba, naona mimi yuko na wasiwasi, naona mimi yuko na wasiwasi
Without any further ado, let us dive in the analysis. And I hope you paid very close attention to that particular speech. And why is William Ruto's camp worried about this particular speech? Number one, in that particular speech, Raila Odinga is making certain things very clear. One of the things Raila Odinga is making very clear is that 2027 general election is going to be different, and that is not going to accept Kenyans to go to that election without electoral reforms.
Nataka kuona kama haki imetendeka. Kabla hatujasafisha yale, kutakuwa hakuna haja ya Wakenya tenda mwaka 2027 kurudi kwa kimoja tena kupiga kura. Hakutakuwa na haja mpaka tusafishe takataka ya bwana Chebukati. Chebukati ashtakiwe.
Why is that statement causing headache to William Ruto's camp? William Ruto has already branded Wafula Chebukati as the hero of the last year's general election. And by Raila Odinga now demanding for reforms, electoral reforms, it means they are going to destroy the reputation and the image of Wafula Chebukati. Wafula Chebukati and William Ruto worked very closely with the Western powers. And of course, even the Western powers are now divided over the outcome of the last general election. There are those who believe that there were certain powers who influenced that outcome. So by Raila Odinga insisting that they are not going to participate in election in 2027 without electoral reforms, it means William Ruto will have to go back to the drawing board, because William Ruto is planning to already bring a new electoral body, is planning to fill the IBC with his people. But now with Raila Odinga out to talk, it means the eyes of Kenyans will now be on IBC and whatever will be happening to that particular body. So the fact that Raila Odinga is already promising no reforms, no election, I think William Ruto is now worried, because Raila Odinga means what he says. And just like I keep on telling people that Raila Odinga in government, like he was in handshake, is a very poor Raila Odinga in terms of strategy. Raila Odinga, who is outside government, like right now, is a little Raila Odinga. So William Ruto understands all this, and therefore, I know the focus of the country will be shifting to the electoral reforms, because personally, I've never forgiven Raila Odinga for failing to initiate electoral reforms when he had the handshake, because there was no way Wafula Chebukati was going to give Raila Odinga justice. No way. And I predicted that on this platform severally. Nobody bothered. So that's number one. Number two, in this particular speech, Raila Odinga is introducing the Hague factor, ICC. Why do you think Raila Odinga is introducing the ICC factor? Why do you think he's introducing it?
Yale maovu ambayo amefanya dhidi ya watu wa Kenya, yale ambayo amefanya ni crime against humanity. Natakana apelekwe Hague, astakiwe kule kwa Hague.
The truth of the matter is that by introducing the ICC factor in this particular speech, Raila Odinga is attracting the interest of the international community. Remember the role of ICC. The role of ICC is totally different. But by Raila Odinga dragging them into this matter, it means it's going to probably has certain details about international conspiracies. There are certain countries which conspired to deny Raila Odinga presidency. He believes so. So probably this year, because Raila Odinga has told the Kenyans that he has a lot to tell them, and the time is yet to arrive. So probably what we are going to expect is that Raila Odinga is going to tell Kenyans more about what he knows about the last general election and the role played by the international community. And I'm going to expect the American government, I'm going to expect the British government, I'm going to expect the Russian government, and even China government to show a lot of interest in that particular angle. Because, you know, the ICC, the role it's normally about crime against humanity. So by tagging ICC, it means Raila Odinga is terming the last election as crime against humanity. So let us wait and see. Number 3, Raila Odinga is also introducing some interesting facts. His retirement. You know, there are Kenyans who believe very strongly that Raila Odinga should retire from politics. William Ruto would not want a situation where he's facing Raila Amolo Odinga on the ballot again.
Tumeelewana vizuri? Tumeelewana vizuri? Kwa hivyo nataka nyinyi msikufe moyo. Msimame imara. Baba bado wako na mnaona mimi. Tuna baba naona mimi yuko na wasiwasi. Naona mimi yuko na wasiwasi.
Because the last time he faced him, he beat him. And he's not sure of doing the same. Because Raila Odinga was at his happiest moment. A Raila Odinga who is outside the government is lethal. And because Jubilee government is likely to fail, William Ruto would have wanted a situation where Raila Odinga is not going to be on the ballot. In case Raila Odinga was not going to be on the ballot, William Ruto was going to be a happy man because he was going to inherit some of the stronghold of Raila Odinga. And there's a strong feeling that no any other politician in this country currently has the national networks to launch really a serious presidential bid. So because Raila Odinga in that particular speech indicated that he's likely to keep on staying because he was very clear that he knows the road to Bondo and that nobody should bother giving him the direction. The fourth thing which is coming out is that Raila Odinga for the first time now is going to be keen on his grassroots networks. So I suspect that Raila Odinga after the last election realized that his victory was stolen because he ignored his grassroots support. Raila Odinga's grassroots support is in the ODM party. So by meeting the delegates and promising to work more with the delegates, I think Raila Odinga is now focusing more on reactivating his party network. In the last election, Raila Odinga's biggest undoing was the fact that he was advised to disregard ODM, to dismantle the ODM structures and create a new structure. I remember Ole Santori making certain allegations, and it was like they dismantled the ODM networks, and the deep state and the system were supposed to avoid certain people who were supposed to act as agents. They never did. So Raila Odinga is not taking any chance. He's yet to say whether he's going to run or not. But the fact that he's still going to be there, it means he will have to have an active, strong ODM. And lastly, is Raila Odinga 2027 presidential bid. I don't know what you think about Raila Odinga's 2027 presidential bid. Maybe you could let me know your thoughts on this. But from what I'm reading here, if Kalonzo Musyoka is hoping on support from Raila Odinga, I think he needs to start thinking twice. Raila Odinga might be on the ballot. But for me, it could also be a strategy because in the last election, one of my analysis was that Azimio ought to have allowed Kalonzo Musyoka to run. If Kalonzo Musyoka had been allowed to run, rest assured, the entire company would have rallied around him. They would have failed with him, but he would have received almost the entire Ukambani voting bloc. He would have denied Raila Odinga the votes, and he would have denied William Ruto those votes. So which means, in effect, there was no way William Ruto was going to have first round win. And without a first round win, a rerun was going to be occasioned. I can just assure you that if a rerun had been occasioned, even in this last election, the results might have been different. And that's why they are really worried. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye bye.